Welcome back to the Open Book Podcast with your hosts.
Oh, Maya.
And me, Casey. And we're here to read and give our honest opinions about books that you guys suggest to us. And here
we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. You've probably seen like the Netflix series or something, or read the book. It's like kind of popular. Do you want to read it?
You can read it.
Okay.
Pretty and popular high school senior Annie Bell was murdered by her boyfriend Sal Singh, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about, and 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now a senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project. At first, just to cast doubt on the original investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent, and the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger.
There's also a series. They have 2 other books.
But we got told to just read this book. And let's start. So, Pippa Fitzsimmons is an 18-year-old, as you guys heard, in Fairview. And she wants to uncover the secrets of a case 5 years ago as her capstone project. And in this case, Sal Singh, he was accused of killing his girlfriend, Andy Bell, and where he killed himself afterwards. Now, this was like talk of the town for like a really long time, but it still haunts Fairview today. You can see this when nobody ever goes to the Singh house, and people are always talking to the Bell family, like giving their condolences.
But not for the Singh family.
Yeah, exactly. So we can see like throughout this book that everyone has secrets.
Yeah, I think everybody in general does, but like these are really big secrets.
Yeah. So should we get into like the details?
Should we start with
The details and our opinions for everyone? Yes.
Yes. We should. Okay.
Okay. So first of all, we can see how Pip isn't perfect.
Well, no doubt.
She literally in the first episode, not episode,
first chapter. In the
first chapter, she gets told not to dig into deep. And guess what she does?
So like, basically, that's foreshadowing for like the rest of this book. Like all of this. Yeah.
She basically digs into deep in the first chapter.
Because she literally goes. You know who she goes to first? Sal's brother, Robbie. Yeah. That's like really crazy. Her first thing was to do that she did. She pulled up to the Singh house and it's like, hey, I know your brother's dead, but I want to ask you questions.
Yeah, and okay, she does get to talk to Robbie and everything, but we as readers we clearly see like Pip is really determined to do this.
She's okay for me. Honestly, she was already kind of crossing the line because she's just some teen girl, like 18. Okay, still a teenager. Mm-hmm. She's not like a grown woman, but she's still kind of already getting on that line of maybe you should not. Maybe you should stop.
Maybe you should do a different project, yeah.
Yeah, because like the first thing she does, the way we get introduced to her and her character, capstone project, and then she goes to Robbie's house to ask him questions. Yeah. So I feel like that's really pushing it, especially like for something. Okay, 5 years ago. Okay, that's like 5 years, but it's still kind of recent. It's not like it happened like in decades ago. It was 5 years ago. Like I don't know. It's a really sensitive topic. I don't know. Like Pip, she really pushes it into finding everybody's secrets out because she really gets involved. She's very like stubborn about it. She finds her own way into things, which she probably shouldn't do the things she's done.
Yeah, and we can see that Pip is kind of pushing the boundaries of everyone. And this is really clear when Pip finally gets like a note. She gets told to stop. But she doesn't stop. She continues her project and everything seems fine until she realizes like Andy isn't perfect, which we can uncover this.
Yeah.
So Andy, the victim of the accused murder, was not perfect, like how everyone thought she was. Yeah.
But people would portray her as like a perfect little angel, because that's what lots of, I guess like people and like media do whenever it's like a murder case. They always like,
this is our little baby, perfect life, small town, nothing ever happens here ever.
That kind of whole thing.
Yeah, and when Pip finally realizes like Andy isn't like perfect, she wants to uncover everything about Andy. Like it becomes more like some for Andy than for the case. And with Pip's help, we wouldn't be able to know this, but with Pip's help, we find out that Andy was a bully towards this girl named Natalie Da Silva. And we also realized that Andy wasn't living like the best life at home. And Pip she pushes further into Andy's habits and her life. Finds out that Andy is selling drugs, which was a really big surprise actually.
Yeah, because when you like see something about somebody for so long, like she's been hearing about it for like 5 years of her life, that Andy was this perfect little angel who was murdered. Like, of course, murder is sad. Nobody's saying that you can't. It's not. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. But if you're seeing somebody a certain way for such a long time, it's kind of jarring to see that they're not really who people said they were. And she does a lot of questionable things to get that information. The one I can think of is when she texts her best friend pretending to be another friend because she couldn't get answers from a normal interview. That's how she kind of finds out this is like where she starts to find out about like how Andy wasn't really the perfect person that people said she was, because we kind of learned about this secret older guy that at first nobody really knows anything about because her friends didn't even know. Like Andy had like this secret life that she just didn't share with other people because it wasn't something that you would really want to talk about or be proud of, for her at least, if she's like a high schooler and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like Andy thought it would have like ruined her reputation. She had like a really big reputation at her school, and adding on to how Andy wasn't like the best person, she would manipulate people, and as said previously, she bullied people.
Yeah, like her friends.
Yeah.
What did her friend say? Something about like feeling jealous of her, but also kind of wanting to be around her.
Yeah, like wanting to be her. Like
yeah, I don't remember where she says that.
it's where Pip pretends to be one of her friends. Yeah, but because of all these secrets about Andy, Pip doesn't stop. Like she's not gonna stop. She needs to get like to the end of this, or else her capstone project will be nothing. Basically,
Well, yeah.
It just won't be as good as she thought it would be. And she's doing this for Robbie as well. They do have a lot of dialogue between each other where it's like, oh yeah, doing this for Sal, like doing this to get closure.
See, for Robbie, it makes so much more sense. See, I found it. It makes so much more sense because that's his own brother.
Mhm.
Okay, like Pip, she had like what, one experience with Sal,
Yeah.
and that's the whole reason. I thought he was a nice person because he did this for me once.
And like her connections are, it's like she's connected to name Kara, her friend, Cora and Kara, but because of Naomi, her sister, like Naomi knew Sal, like that's one of the connections with Pip and Sal, but Pip didn't actually like know Sal that well. Yet she continues to do this for Sal, for Robbie, basically. Yeah, but we can see how like her friends don't want to tell Pip anything.
I think the other way around.
Yeah, and I guess it's like from what they've seen from Andy, like they were conditioned to feel that way, like to not say anything about Andy, like
Yeah.
keep her secrets close to her.
Yeah. I mean, they don't even know their like, best friend's secrets.
Mm-hmm. So that kind of brings us back to the theme.
The theme, everyone has secrets.
in this
I bet
book.
you do too.
Yeah, like
It's not a bad thing to have secrets. Besides, like, some of the secrets some people have in here.
oh yeah, yeah.
No.
We need to talk about like the ending of the book. Okay. After Pip gets really involved, she goes to parties to figure out like if there were any drugs shared or anything. So continuing on the main theme, everyone has secrets. We discover that Andy was actually like
Completely opposite.
yeah, she used code names for everything, like to sell drugs, and she also had a burner phone, which leads us into something else that Pip did, which was break into a house. She broke into the Bell family house, to try and find the burner phone with Robbie, and you can clearly see how this is a bad idea. Like a lot of things that Pip does, like it feels like a bad idea, but
I think she does. Bad idea.
I feel like because it's a book, like we know, like
We know it's probably gonna work out for her in the end because it did, but you know, it's just I don't know. I feel like Pip, she has like this like armor, bruh. Like I don't know,
plot armor.
plot armor. She has that plot armor. She really does because she's like kind of doing illegal stuff for breaking in somebody's house. I don't know about you, but like the law doesn't appreciate that, and especially going to like a dead girl's room. I feel like that's really weird too.
Yeah, but we discovered that Pip is actually like she's pretty good at lying about stuff.
She's a good liar.
Yeah, I would say like she's as good as lying as Andy is, because she goes back to like her house and like her parents don't even know that she was breaking into another house, and she takes pictures of Andy's calendar. She analyzes everything that Andy wrote down and what Andy said, texted, called, like, and no one else but her and Robbie know about this.
Yeah, she's like a little obsessed.
Yeah, and so we can see that Pip has secrets herself.
Yeah,
It's not-
she's literally like this is like kind of a double life. I mean, like her friends sort of know about the Capstone Project, but I don't think on to the level what she's
Yeah.
really doing.
Pip tries to not tell her friends, which is like, I mean, it's understandable. I feel like you wouldn't tell your friends that you broke into a house.
I mean, I probably would because I like to tell my friends everything.
I wouldn't tell you.
I would tell Casey because Casey, she just hates me actually. I don't know. I just have a different opinion. I feel like I would tell the people closest to me.
I don't know. I feel like
If I broke into the house, I'd probably tell like I don't know. I'd tell my closest friends, not like
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't tell on you. It's okay.
I know. It's not like just not telling me. I actually broke into your house.
But okay, back to the book. Back to the book. We should talk about the actual ending.
Oh yeah.
The ending to this book. Okay. Yeah, spoiler warning.
Spoiler
We
warning.
should have said that at the beginning. But it turns out that okay, there's a lot to explain. So Pip finally found out who the murderer was, and we don't need to drum over right now. That's okay.
Oh, I'll just drum roll.
Yeah, do the drum roll later. But so Pip realizes that Sal didn't kill himself. Sal was murdered, and she tries to go down deeper that lane, and she realizes like there are some holes missing. So she goes and meets up with Robbie to fill out like a cork board. Or is that what it's called?
I think so.
Fill out a board with like pictures, strings.
My Pinterest board.
Like a book.
Look at the book, guys. Look at the book.
This is basically what they did. And there are some holes. And we can see, we can talk about our final opinions after we discuss the ending of the book, which is actually like crazy. So, Pip, she gets a call from Naomi. It was seen as a random number because Naomi had broke her phone, so she used an old SIM card from her dad, Mr. Ward. And so Pip realizes that the number was on Andy's calendar, and she traces her steps back to Naomi, goes to the Ward house, and she discovers that the SIM card was Mr. Ward's, and everything connects.
Like that.
Everything finally connects, and we discover that it was Mr. Ward, which is
Ow.
crazy.
Okay. We're gonna speed this up a little bit, pick up the pace. Okay, so you have everybody's secrets. Everybody's got a bunch of secrets, especially like the people closest, obviously, to the murder. So you have the car crash that Naomi and Max were in. Boom, car crash, paralyzed the man. That's crazy. And that was their blackmail. That's why they lied. And then you have all the drugs and all the selling them. Max drugged Becca.
Sexually assaulted her.
And so that's a big secret. And she was going to go to Andy for comfort.
The same night, Andy was like confronting Mr. Ward.
For telling about the bullying.
Yeah.
And so he's like, boom!
Mhm.
And then she hits her head and starts bleeding, and then he's like, oh, shoot! So, and then she disappears because he didn't pay attention for a second. She goes back home. That's when the whole argument between Andy and Becca happens.
Yeah, because Andy was already in a bad mood. But Becca didn't know that. She wanted comfort.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to get revenge on Max after realizing what happened to her.
Yeah.
And that's not what she gets.
It's like kind of the opposite.
Yeah, so we find out that Becca kills Andy. She kills Andy here, hides her in a septic tank, and that leads us to what Mr. Ward did.
Oh, Ward was a nasty little thing, bruh. Grown man. Kissing up.
Yeah, so Pip finds out that Ward was actually like a pretty creepy guy. It kind of breaks Pip's heart because like,
She's known him.
yeah, how can he have that secret for 5 years, and how could she
Know him all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
see
that's
him as like
somebody
a
so
father
close.
figure.
Yeah.
And so we realized that Mr. Ward was like he had the most secrets out of everyone in this book.
Yeah, and the worst ones.
The worst secrets, yeah. He was seeing Andy behind everyone's back. He was like
Was she 18 or 17?
18?
Either way, that's nasty.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
it was weird. So we realized that Mr. Ward killed Sal. He didn't want to be seen as like
Creepy guy.
but basically we realized that. And Mr. Ward does get arrested. So
Yay!
yeah. So when Pip confronts Mr. Ward, before he gets arrested, Pip realizes that the girl that Mr. Ward was hiding. Wait, did we even explain that?
No, he was hiding a random girl that wasn't
wasn't
Andy
Andy.
because he was crazy. He was hallucinating because
Yeah.
he was a weirdo. He was crazy. And this kid that went missing around that same time, he just
Kind of
like
looked like Andy. She was like blonde and stuff, but it wasn't Andy.
yeah. And he just like
he
kept
wanted
her.
to cover up like
He wanted to
he-
make himself feel better.
yeah, he believed like he has Andy in his grasp. Like no one can find her. Like he's safe. He thought he was fine, but
But it wasn't, clearly, because that's why this book exists. And that's basically kind of, it's like a really bad explanation of a good Girl Scouts murder. Sorry for like everybody. But I think that kind of wraps up this episode for what we just want to talk about today.
yeah, we do have more episodes coming.
Watch out next week. Watch
So,
out.
yeah.
Also, don't forget, go to our Instagram. We have a poll in there. Give us questions.
Yeah, we're gonna dive deeper into the book and any questions that you guys have. So, what Maya said, go to our
Yeah.
Instagram, answer the poll.
But no, this book was kind of crazy that some teen girl kind of found out all of that. Yeah, I think that's it.
Mhm.
Very good Girls Murder. Everybody has secrets. I know you do too. We do too, probably.
Me too.
Maybe not as big as like murder, but yeah. So I think that's it, guys. Come back next week.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Yo, she's about to get us kicked out.
Screen that's like, we can do that.
Did you ladies call the library? Did you call the library?
I don't know the end picture. Oh my god.